We don't want that. I can't lose. My boss specifically said if I lose in this demo, if I let Midna fall, I pretty much let go. Yeah. I don't get to come home. This is no longer Treehouse Live. It's Treehouse dead. I'll be gone. I'll be fired. Treehouse fired.
We're using a hook shot now to navigate your way through.
Yep. So right now, this base, I don't have to bother this base because this one is ours. We own this base. And my magic is full, which is great. I'm going to wait until my special is full so I can use this special attack that Zelda fans, Midna fans especially, are going to like. So I'm going to wait for that. I can actually increase my special meter. Now it's full. Okay. Now we're going to go over and we're going to go take...
Wait for it.
We're going to go take another base here. I can take this one. I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to take this base. So first I'm going to use my magic here. When I hit my magic, I'm stronger, I'm faster, I'm more resilient, which is great. But I don't want to use my magic. I want to use my magic and my special attack with magic. I'm going to actually use the Fuse Shadow.
You're double dipping here.
Do a downed attack here. Take care of some guys. Big attack at once. Just a little satisfying little tidbit there. Everyone's like, oh, we're going to do Midna right. We're going to do Midna right. We're going to do Midna right.
You can almost taste the epic.
It's just delicious. And this is but one of the characters. We've already shown off that Link is there. We've already shown off you're going to be getting people with Zelda. And I'll do Zelda another time. I'll talk about her another day because she is a fun character to play as. Boy, I tell you what. All these characters are fun to play as. That's one of the biggest selling points I want to say is every character feels and plays uniquely. They have their own special signature weapon, signature style. So you really feel like Midna is going to play very different from Link. Link is much faster. He's much more combo-based, whereas Midna, you have to know what you're doing a little bit. You have to know just enough. You can't just go in and mash, 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 because she's got a lot of slowdown. You have to go in and plan accordingly. So right now, this mission, first I need to take this base. That's important. And I actually took the base over by the allied base. Because otherwise, that's going to be really deadly, having a bunch of enemies constantly spawning and showing up at my base. I don't want that. Because if it falls again, I lose instantly. It's all about controlling the field.
Mr. Keep Boss, you ain't gonna last very long.
Luckily, the Keep Bosses, it takes a while sometimes to get to them, and especially if the enemy's morale is high. Luckily, the enemy morale is normal, which is good. If it's high, enemies are going to be more difficult to defeat. And I don't think in this demo the morale is going to change much, other than just my own personal morale is pretty high right now. I feel good. I feel great.
That's what's important here.
That's what's important. You have to have good esteem.
That's good.
It's also important. I am at esteem level 6. I feel very confident in my abilities. Zelda's over here fighting this arrow full. And there we go. I'm going to try to attack him. Okay, so that's one way. I'm gonna come in with a hook shot. Try to get him. Oh, he thinks he's got me. I should be blocking, but I'm too impatient to block.
Using the hook shot in battle, that's always one of my favorite things to do.
It's great. Wait for him to get in the air, and then I'm going to try to pull him down. There we go. Now we're going to get him. Now we're going to get him. Okay, so this, once you get that weak point down, you're going to do a big old attack. Boom! Which is great. That's so satisfying, especially when you spend a lot of time against a Re-Dead or an Arrow Full or any other enemies. Okay, so now Zelda's no longer fighting that guy. So now she's clear. I need her.
She's good.
I need her to get over here because she needs to make a magic circle. It's very imperative. Otherwise, that dragon is just going to keep flying around up there.
Right.
So she's on the move now, which is good. She gets distracted very easily right now because she, too, is pulling her weight. She's not just going to sit around. Zelda does not sit around in this game. A lot of people think, oh, she's going to be kidnapped. No, she's not kidnapped. She is busy. Where did she go?
She's got stuff to do, people.
You got to find her, and people are like, oh, no. In the first mission, like, you got to find her. She's not kidnapped. She's busy. And it's more like, oh, dang, we need to get to her right now because she's really busy, and we don't want to look lame next to Zelda. Okay, so she's moving along. She's going to get here and activate the magic circle, which is good. Because I need that, because I cannot reach that dragon.
Got your magic circle.
I gotta say, writing for Midna has been a super dream.
This is what you've been wanting for years, right?
I'm a super Zelda fan, and so being told, okay, you gotta write for this game, Midna's in the game. Like, really? Like, yeah, you gotta write for Midna. I will do that. I will get to do that. I got to write for so many Zelda characters, which is intimidating. Because once you've played the games for so long, and they're like, okay, you have these characters you have to write for, interacting with each other. It's like, don't screw that up, because people will know, and they will not be happy.
Well, you'll know. You'll be one of those people.
I will. I'll get mad at myself. I'll actually get on the forums and I will talk about how myself is inadequate in that experience. So once again, Argrok has come back. That first attack, it was unsuccessful, which is a shame.
Right.
So I got to wait a little bit here. He showed back up, and they're talking like it's didn't get the job done. So luckily, there's another alternative to this. So I'm going to go over here to the Fairy Fountain. And here's another thing the Zelda fans are going to be happy. So
this is awesome.
This is one of the best things we will show at E3 all year long. So this is a great fairy. We love the Great Fairy.
Yes.
She'll show up. She will show up in missions to help you out. She'll usually strengthen your items. In this one, my hook shot, I tried to grab Argrok and pull him down with a powered-up hook shot that didn't work. So she's going to pull out all of her fairies, and we're going to use a bigger hook shot. It's still, you're still struggling, but we're going to let this sink in. No spoilers.
Terrifying.
This is glorious. How else are you going to get a giant Twilight Dragon out of the sky? You're going to pull down the moon from Majora's Mask is what you're going to do. Now the dragon is on our level. Now I can take him out on my terms, which is what I wanted the whole time.
All right,
so I got to wait here.
Down.
I got this down. I got this going. So when he's weak like now, right now I can hit with a hook shot. Pull him down. Midna here. You do not mess with Midna. She will pull a dragon out of the sky. She just will. Now I got to attack his weak point gauge. He's going to get back up and he's going to hit me hard, so I got to make sure I get away from him. And I can also cut grass while I'm waiting. Get some rupees here. Maybe get some hearts that I don't need, which is fine. Get back here. Try to hit him with the hook shot. Pull him down. Again, Midna does not care. How big is this dragon? How big is Midna? Doesn't matter. She is the Twilight Princess.
Bam.
Boom. All right. Nice. Just got to wait for him to give me one more. I'm going to pull him down. I'm going to get him with a big attack. Of course, he's just going to keep pulling this. He's going to start changing up after halfway point because it's just, you know, that's the boss tactic. Halfway point, he's going to get mad and he's going to start changing up his routine. But for now, I'm going to get to hit him hard. Just give him a good old punch. And now he's at half damage. So in fact, I can let him. I don't even have to bother with him right now. I can come back and beat him anytime I want. I'm going to go just check out some more of this level. Because you see, I've only really focused on a little bit of the east side, a little bit of the south.
You got south.
I can go explore all I want. And this mission is in the game, but this is a shrunk-down version of that mission. That full mission, much different. There's a lot more to it. I will defeat the dragon by the end of this demo here, but in the full mission, other things are going to happen. There's going to be more enemies. There's going to be another big enemy I have to fight. Big as in like fan, like, oh, I'm going to fight this enemy? Yes, you will. Here's kind of a fun thing. This is a little minor, but you got to love this. With your bombs, you can destroy rocks. Like right there would have been a secret thing in the full game. And I see Argrok does not want to wait for me. He's going to follow me across the entire map. That's cool. That's good. That means I'm in control. I'm going to take out this outpost captain because he's so inconsequential to me that I can do this. Argrok seems important. Nah, I want to get the outpost captain. Take out some more enemies, just my special attack. Cool. That's a great thing is where you may be on a timer for a mission where you'll have quite a bit of time to defeat a mission. You have a lot of time to explore these areas, and these maps are pretty big. And there are some secrets to be found.
I mean, you've got the option to pretty much play. I mean, he's following you, but you could go and clear out this entire map.
Yeah, I mean,
if you wanted to.
Again, I'm in control. I feel fine. The allied base is safe. He's not attacking it with fireballs from up high because I pulled him down with the moon. Which is what you do with dragons.
It's what you do.
Again, we're all about learning here. When a dragon threatens your homeland, pull the moon out of the sky. That seems fair. That's really just what you learn in elementary school, in Hyrule or Termina.
Yeah, we need the quote book up here.
We really do. This is vital knowledge. This dragon will not let me alone. I want to take this keep. I don't want to fight you, dragon.
You've already incensed him.
Of course I have. He should be mad, but I don't. He's so insignificant to me.
Argrok, don't forget.
He don't. I don't care. I can actually spend an entire mission just trying to control the entire map. And I might just do that because I'm in control. I'm Midna.
I mean, it's definitely something, you know, you start getting that completionist knocking on.
Oh my goodness! Don't even get me
door.
started on how long this game. To get everything in this game is gonna be a long
But I
process.
want my map blue.
Exactly. You want your blue map. Arnorock, leave me alone. I got arrowfuls to take out. I have a keep to obtain. That's a dangerous attack too. If I just kind of let him hit me with that fire, oh, it'll do way more damage. Like, I talk big, but I've caught in that before, and I'm not gonna let that happen right now. See, I love, it's so satisfying to take a keep and have all these enemies just get thrown back.
Well, talk about your combos a little bit that you're mainly sticking with Midna here.
Okay, so Midna's got a few. This is her basic heavy attack, because I can grab someone, throw them. Now I'm powered up a little bit. I got my, this is just my YYY combo, my YYY hand slap.
Right.
But it looks like I did fail. I let my base fall. As much as I was talking, I let the base fall. Hyrule Forces lost the battle. That's
a terrible thing.
It's a terrible thing.
Well, I think this is actually a good stopping point, because we've got a couple special guests here that are going to be joining us. They're coming to the stage right now. We have one of our developer friends from Tecmo Koei. We also have, you want to come on out?
Please come on up.
We also have Mr. Ayanuma as well joining us. We have Reiko from the Treehouse. She's going to be helping us with translation. Thank you all for coming by. This is very exciting.
I'm going to jump back in as Link.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it going again.
I'm going to fix this problem. This dragon is going down fast.
So, we're looking at Hyrule Warriors. I know everyone is really excited to hear your sort of take and what went into this game. So, please, if you'd like to open up with your thoughts.
今回来られてるお客様もTwitch で見られてるお客様もいろいろこのゲームについていろいろ興味を持っているかと思うんですけれども、開発している皆さんにちょっと一言お願いします。はい。我々今完成直前までちょっと聞く。ちょっとI can't hear。大丈夫です。完成直前まで来ましたんで、もう少々お届けするまでお時間かかりますけど、ぜひ楽しみにお待ちください。So everyone at the development studio is working very hard to deliver on everyone's hopes for this particular project. We'll still need a little bit more time to get it to where we want to put into people's hands, but we're hoping to make it something that everyone enjoys.
Very cool. We got Chris is tearing it up here.
I have to. I made a big mistake, and I'm fixing this now.
This is good.
大失敗したけど今直そうとしてます。
Mr. Ayanuma, perhaps you could speak to the sort of inspiration of where this game came from.
このゲームのインスピレーションについて青沼さんからお願いしたいんですけれども。
はい。無双シリーズっていうのは光栄テコンさんがずっと昔から作ってきてて、今回ゼルダでそういうの作りたいって話が来たんですけど。たまたまね、その他のコラボタイトル、無双のコラボタイトル、僕ちょうど遊んでて、これでゼルダ作ったらどんなことになるんだろうなってすごく思ってた時に、その話がやってきたんで、もう絶対やらせてくださいって話をしたんですよね。
Tecmo Koei has been working on the Dynasty Warriors series for a while, and when they approached me with this idea for creating a Zelda version of the game, I just happened to actually be playing another collaboration version of Dynasty Warriors, so the timing lined up really, really well. And and I was actually, as I was playing, I was thinking myself, what would a Zelda version of this game look like? So it was just really, really timely. It was really fortunate that they approached me when they did.
I mean, I know this is something that a lot of fans of both franchises are really excited to see. And in the Nintendo Direct we saw, there was a lot of talk about how sort of Mr. Ayanuma gave you guys a lot of freedom in developing this game, and I know a lot of people are interested to know like what your thoughts were in creating this with that sort of freedom and working with the Zelda universe.
無双のファンにとってもゼルダのファンにとってもすごい楽しみにしているタイトルだと思うんですけれども、デジタルイベントの中で小江哲子さんから青沼さんにいろいろ任せてもらえたってすごい責任を感じたっていう風な話がありましたけれども、どういうアプローチを取りましたか？
結局ゼルダシリーズってやっぱり今までのコラボレーションの我々のタイトルと違って、そもそもゼルダの伝説っていうゲームがあるので、我々もどうしてもゼルダの伝説のゲーム部分を取り入れようとしちゃったんですね。だけど今回我々が作るのはゼルダ無双って新しいゲームなので、そういうことじゃないよっていうのを青沼さんに言っていただいて、例えば爆弾1個取っても今回のは爆弾いっぱい投げたり大きい爆弾投げたりするんですけど、それって今までの本編とは違う全然投げ方なんですけど、今回のゼルダ無双だったらいいよねっていう風に言ってもらっていて、そういうゼルダの伝説とは違う遊びに持っていくっていうのが実は一番シンプルですけど一番時間のかかったところですね。
We've worked on several collaboration versions of Dynasty Warriors, and when we got the okay to work on a Zelda version, we thought really hard about, okay, what are those essential things of Zelda that we need to make sure we include in this version to make sure that we stay true to the series, because Legend of Zelda has many fans. It's got there are many versions of the game that people really love. So we tried to our approach was to make sure that we stayed true to the Zelda franchise. But when we spoke to Mr. Aonuma, he said, he gave us the freedom to not feel so tied to those, because this is a Dynasty Warriors that takes place in the Zelda universe. He said he kind of allowed us to strike that balance. So in this particular game, in Zelda games, normally you throw a bomb, but with this one you can throw multiple bombs or one big bomb. So we were able to kind of customize the different Zelda features, but make them appropriate to this particular gameplay.
The fact that you've integrated the hookshot into this world where, it's absolute controlled chaos, but it's absolute chaos out there. And the fact that you're still using Zelda items that you've acquired as rewards, as bonuses throughout that is a really fun idea that I think a lot of people are digging here today.
ゼルダの世界にあるフックショットを本当にワイワイざわざわいろいろ起きてるシーンの中で使われてるっていうのはやっぱりバランス取れてる、すごいバランスが取れてるように感じるんですけれども、なのでゼルダのアイテムに使い慣れてる人たちでも新しい感っていうのが感じられるんじゃないかと思います。
絶対そうです。
Yes, definitely. They've done that. They were able to take those essences of Zelda and really apply them to this particular world in the gameplay.
Great. You see Chris continue and just tear it up here.
I told you I have to make up for a lost ground. I let the allied base fall. That is a big no-no.
Chris feels like he has disappointed us all. I want you to know this, so he's trying to make up for it.
さっき失敗した部分をなんていうやり直しっていう気持ちで皆さんにどうしても見せたいんですよ、自分ができるっていうところを。
でもクリス君すごい上手ですよ。
I'm actually really impressed at how good Chris is at this game.
かなり難易度高いステージです。
This is a really difficult stage.
Chris has definitely had a lot of practice. One of the things that I think, Chris and I kind of talked a little bit about this too, but in seeing this game, the sort of accomplishment ladder that exists in Zelda, in the sort of the feeling that it brings about in a player every time you pull off something or you see something off in the distance and you can't quite get it yet, but you know that soon you'll be able to if you pull it off, if you've earned it. In this game, there's almost another level. The massive hordes of enemies adds this other level of that sort of accomplishment warm fuzzy. That, and it's almost like a new Zelda feeling, honestly. That's really kind of awesome.
ゼルダのゲームの中で達成感っていうのがやっぱり非常に大事なもので、例えばあるダンジョンに入ってなんかあるんだけど今のアイテムでは届かないっていう風なプレイヤーをそういう風に感じさせてこの先なんかいいものなんか手に入れればそこまでいけるっていう風に思いしながらどんどん進めてもらうっていうことがすごい大事だと思うんですけれども、ハイルルロウォリアーズではそれもあるんですけれども、たくさんいる敵を倒しながらそれをやっていくっていうのがありますので、よりこの世界に合った ちょっと違う達成感っていうのが含まれているのですごい楽しいと思います。
そうね、宝箱を開けたりその宝箱が出てくるそういう仕掛けをね解いたりするっていういわゆるゼルダらしいものもありつつその各所で起きてる戦闘に自分はどういうふうに加わっていくかみたいなことが、まあ、両方バランスよく入ってるっていうのがね今回のこのゼルダ無双の一番面白いところですよね。
Yeah, certainly. You definitely have that treasure chest that you have to get to. You have to get that treasure chest, and inside that treasure chest, there's maybe the key or something that allows you to move to the next stage, or so that sense of accomplishment that you were talking about, and like you said, also being able to defeat all these enemies while accomplishing all these other feats within the game is definitely part of the experience, and they've done a great job balancing those two things.
So back to very fun.
こんなのもゼルダファンの皆さんには喜んでもらえるんじゃないかなと思いますよ。
And I was hoping that Zelda fans would like scenes like this.
Absolutely,
It's a nod.
Absolutely.
I'm actually jealous of her pants. Her pants look super comfy.
ズボンはなんか履きやすいですね。履きやすいものになってますね。
So if you could get Chris a pair of those pants, I think he'd be very happy.
じゃあクリスさんにぜひそういうズボンをプレゼントしてください。
Great. I love seeing this scene. It's also, something else that is something you don't do a lot in the Zelda world is the sort of map maintenance that the Dynasty Warriors really brings a new feel for. Maybe you guys could talk a little bit about how integrating that with the Zelda world and sort of any challenges you experienced with that, perhaps.
ゼルダのゲームの中で地図はやっぱりあるんですけれども、やっぱり無双の地図っていうのをまた別な使い方っていうかをされてるんですけれども、それについてちょっとご説明いただけます？
はい、このハイラルウォリアーズっていうのは、ステージ全部がその戦場になっていて、敵も味方もそれぞれ行動してるんですよね。その中で自分がどこに加勢して、敵を倒して、この戦場を自分に有利に導いていくかっていう遊びになりますんで、その右はなんでしょうね、自分一人のものじゃなくて戦場全体のみんなの状況、自分一人じゃなくてもどんどん変わっていくっていう状況があるので、それを楽しんで自分でどんどん変えていく楽しみっていうのがあります。そういう意味で言うとマップ自体はあるけどマップの遊び方っていうのは本当ゼルダ本編とは全然違う遊びになってます。
You're exactly right. In Hyrule Warriors, the way the map is used is definitely different from the way that it's used in a Zelda game. In Hyrule Warriors, the playing field it's just a big battlefield, and it's not just you that's battling these enemies. There's battles happening all over this map, so it's up to the player to decide what their strategy is going to be, how they're going to go about claiming these different spaces, these different areas of the battlefield as they go. So it's a different way of using the map from in a traditional Zelda game, but it supports the gameplay.
It really does. It adds a really deep sense of urgency and chaos that is very exciting while you're in this massive battlefield with hordes of enemies. It's really a lot of fun.
そうですね。敵がたくさんいるところで自分だけではなくいろんなところでいろんな人が戦ってて、勝ったり負けたりしてるのが本当にチェックしながら自分の
倒しましたね。
道を決められるので。
Hey, good work.
Good job, Chris.
今回は戦場にボス自体も出てきますからね。ボスがゼルダシリーズでボス部屋がありますけど、今回はもう戦場全体がボス部屋になりますからね。
Yeah, and the boss battles actually take place in the same battlefield, in the same expansive battlefield. Normally in a Zelda game, it happens in the boss room.
Very exclusive.
But here, it takes place. It can start on the battlefield, and it can move around the battlefield as well. So that is another different way that we've used the map.
By the way, I just want to reiterate, best loading screen I've ever seen.
このロード画面は
これすごい
今まで見てきた中で一番素晴らしい。
これすごい評判がいいんですよね。
Yeah, it's actually very well liked within the development team as well.
I'm sure.
ね、こうやってさんたちってそのゼルダのいろんなシリーズの要素をいろんなところに散りばめてねくれてる。 本当にねゼルダ愛に満ちたタイトルになってるんですよ。だからそれ皆さんねぜひねいろいろこう見つけてほしいなと思いますね。
Yeah, as I play the game myself, I've noticed the different ways that Tecmo Koei developers have included little hints and little, tributes to the different games in the Zelda series. So I'm hoping that people look forward to discovering those for themselves.
No, I'm sure they will be. Even sitting watching the loading screen, you just filled with
ロード画面でもそういう音楽とかがどんどん思いつきます。
そうですね。さっきの妖精も出てくる月も全然違うタイトルですけど、皆さんゼルダファンの皆さんならあれって分かってもらえるものだと思うんで、これお祭りソフトでねもうそんなのいっぱい入ってますんで。はい。
So that the fairy scene, is something very, very common to Zelda players, but the way we've created that within this game is very, very different. So I'm hoping we call this kind of a celebration title, where we're kind of paying homage to Zelda. It's a merger, but it's a merging of the two titles, and we really think it's.
I really like that term, celebration title. I mean, that really it's something that I think a lot of people forget in this day and age. How fun these things are supposed to be. They're games. It's the core of it is about fun, and this one is really. I mean, it is just from floor to ceiling. It's nothing but fun. It's really good to be reminded of that.
お祭りタイトルってお祭りソフトっていうのはすごい適してると思います、なぜかと言いますとやっぱり無双の良さとゼルダの良さが本当にうまくマージされてると思うのですごい楽しく遊べるんじゃないかと思います、みんなに。
そうですね、今回のゼルダ無双はその謎解き、ゼルダの伝説の謎解きっていう遊びではなくて、その剣を振るかっこいいリンクであったり各、ゼルダシリーズのキャラクターを遊んでもらうっていう遊びにしてますんで、今までのゼルダの伝説と全く全然違うその達成感っていうんですかがあると思いますから、ゼルダファンの皆さんも無双ファンの皆さんもぜひ手に取ってもらいたいなと思います。
So Legend of Zelda it's a puzzle solving game, and we've included puzzle solving elements, but the sense of accomplishment that we've spoken about today is definitely a big part of that is being able to have Link swing his sword and look really cool, taking down all these enemies in one fell swoop. So I'm hoping that again fans of both the Dynasty Warrior series and the Zelda series can find enjoyment out of this particular title.
謎解きもぶっ飛ばせっていうねキーワードなんで。
So this is I guess blowing puzzle solving out of the water.
Nice. I like it. And then we saw the introduction of Argarok, and like you were saying, it's also really interesting because Zelda enemies, Zelda bosses were usually in this they're often in this isolated environment where you focus solely on the strategies that boss is applying and you having to adjust to that or figure out how you're going to do it. Here, you're taking on the boss in the middle of everything, so it's really a test and again like a really fun testament to having to multitask in a lot of ways that hasn't been present in previous iterations of Zelda, I think.
林さんがおっしゃった通り、ゼルダのゲームの中でボス戦に入ると一つのお部屋の中でそのボスをどうすれば倒せるんだっていうふうに考えながらやるんですけれども、このゲームではボスはそのボスだけではなく他の敵を倒しながらメンテナンスしながらそのボスを倒さなきゃいけないので本当にテストみたいな自分の力のどんだけ持ってるかのテストになってるかと思います。はい、
そうですね、ゼルダの伝説のボス戦って皆さんもそうだと思うんですけどものすごくやっぱり完成された遊びじゃないですか。で我々がそこと同じ真似事をしてもしょうがないので、じゃあ我々の強みというか今回のお祭りだからできることって考えるともう雑魚と一緒に戦うで、しかもだけどみんなが求めてるものってなんだろうっていうと、でもアイテムは使いたい。だからやっぱりキングドドンが口を開けたら投げるものはあれであってほしいし、尻尾が光ったらやっぱりかけるものはあれであってほしいしっていう、そのゼルダファンの皆さんがやりたいアクションを入れて、でもそれをこうゼルダ無双の遊びに仕上げようっていう風にもう本当開発しながらこの方向だっていう風に決まって今そういう風にボスバトルができているんで、ゼルダファンの皆さんも違うけどやりたかったのこれだよって思ってもらえるボス戦になってると思ってます。はい。
So each installment in the Zelda franchise is a complete experience in and of itself. And we didn't want to copy that, but when we approached development on this title, we knew that there were essential things that all Zelda fans wanted to do or expected to do. Well, not really expected, but wanted to do, and we wanted to really bring that out. And of course, we can't change the element where Link swings his sword. That's something that everyone knows. That is essential to the series. So, and we also said, okay, well, when the Dodongo opens his mouth, you're gonna have to throw something in there.
Throw a bomb.
And if the tail sparkles, you got to do something with that tail. So, we kept all of those again essential elements that Zelda users or Zelda fans have come to know and love. But we also tweaked it and included things that maybe they weren't expecting.
Right. That's great. Chris, I know you have some questions that you'd like to ask, so I'm going to take over playing.
Okay.
And
I set you up for good.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Should be good to wrap this up.
I know Chris wants to speak.
クリスも質問があるので、はい。
I have to know. You both represent some pretty big franchises here.
Oh, what am I doing?
Ganondorf versus Lu Bu. Who wins in this fight?
ガノンドーフとルーブンの戦いの中でどっちが勝ちますっていう質問なんですけれども。
このハイラルウォーリアーズの中でですか
So you mean within Hyrule Warriors or?
I know that Dynasty Warriors is based on ancient Chinese history, and this is based off of, I think, American history for Hyrule Warriors is American history, if I have my history correct. So in the real world, who wins between Ganondorf and Lu Bu?
多分一つは中国の歴史をもとに作られたと思う。でこれはアメリカの歴史をもとに作られてんじゃないかと思うんですけれども、実際に戦うことになったらどっちが勝ちます？
まあ私はガノンドルフが勝つと思いますよ。
I think it might be Ganondorf.
Ooh, there we go, right there. What's the chance that someday we could have Lu Bu fight Ganondorf?
それをいつか実際に遊べる実現することってあります？
そうです。2を作りましょうか。
Maybe in a sequel, maybe in
Oh, that is an exclusive for today.
I think that's all you're gonna get, Chris.
That's all I'm gonna get.
あれです。今回新しくプレイアブルキャラクターでゼルダ姫だったりミドナもプレイアブルで情報公開しましたけど、まだまだプレイアブルキャラクター実はいっぱいありますんで、ぜひ今後もぜひゼルダ無双を注目してもらいたいなと思います。
So at this E3, we've announced playable characters, not just Link, but also Midna and Princess Zelda. But that's not it. So I'm hoping that people stay tuned and look forward to getting more information about Hyrule Warriors.
Absolutely. All right, here. I'm going to take us out. But
take us out, Ed.
Juan, thank you so much for dropping by. This was a real pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris?
Yes.
Thank you as well.
Thank you,
and
Ed.
Don't go anywhere because we've got a lot more cool stuff coming up. We're going to do more deep diving into Splatoon. Come right back. Nintendo Treehouse live at E3.
Hey, welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3.
Welcome back, guys.
Nate here, Morgan. We begged and pleaded and managed to get ourselves some more time with Splatoon because
we saw the tweets, the comments, more Splatoon. We actually already had it scheduled, but you're in for a treat either way.
I'm also really obsessed with this game, so we're gonna, I think, go into some more advanced strategies this time. But
yeah, I mean the game never gets old watching for me anyway, so it's just a blast to watch.
We're also, though, right at the beginning of this segment, going to go over the basics again, just in case somebody missed the first one. So I don't want to hear any snarky internet comments about how we're showing the same thing again. I just want to go over just the basics so people understand how you play.
This is the same version people are playing on the show floor, and it's got a nice little warm-up to sort of get everyone familiar with the controls. They're about done with that, actually, but what they're going to get ready to do is play a 4-on-4 online multiplayer. They're playing local LAN style here at E3, but this is a game you'll play at home online.
Online, right.
4-on-4 turf war. And what we mean by turf war is that you're running around a map, and instead of like standing in one spot to claim a piece of turf like you might in some games, you're splattering the entire map with ink and whatever your ink is on is your domain, essentially.
Temporarily. Until somebody else comes and splatters ink on top of it. So yeah, depending on what you're seeing in the feed, on the TV screen, obviously you're going to be running around and splattering both other players and the ground with ink. But on your gamepad screen, you're going to be seeing essentially a real-time approximation of what's going on in the battlefield. You're going to see all the ink that's out there, both colors, and who's winning, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of my favorite parts about this game is you're never quite, you think you know who's winning, but it changes dynamically. I mean, it's every 2 seconds it's changing. It's not as straightforward as like, oh, I'm up 8 to 10 kills or whatever.
Yeah. And so just, again, for people just tuning in, basic controls are really, really simple. You're moving around with the left stick. You're moving your view with the right stick. And then there's sort of fine-tuned camera controls that are going on with the gyroscope in terms of aiming.
Oh, the gyroscope, I mean, the Wii U gamepad controls, it's my favorite implementation of analog, twin stick, dual analog controls. But because you're shooting ink, you don't really need to be looking up and down that much. You're just changing the arc that you're splattering. And it feels so familiar, so intuitive right away. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's not like shooting a bullet. You're shooting a constant stream of stuff. So seeing the fine tune, just change the arc of where all your splattering is.
The controls meet the gameplay, and the gameplay fits the controls. Just perfect.
It feels really intuitive. All right, so Smitty here, who's our star player, who I believe the feed is showing, is right basically in a splatter zone in the middle. This is obviously hotly contested territory, right in the middle of the map. So it's a choke point. For, both bases obviously are on opposite sides, so this middle area is always going to have a lot of splatters.
Yeah, it's a nice symmetrical. We talked about this in the last segment for people that saw it, but for those seeing the map for the first time, it's just a pure sort of a small scale, perfect multiplayer map, symmetrical, choke point right in the middle. A couple ways you can sneak around, but because you can turn into a squid, the map changes every time. Whenever there's ink on the map, it changes the map.
Yeah, totally. Well, and Smitty's just mobbing it right here. You see, he's deep in enemy territory, so everywhere he goes...
He's going up the wall right now.
Nice.
Well, he's
just hiding.
He's hiding. Look at that. Look at that. And he knows somebody's coming.
He's right at his feet.
Oh.
There he is.
You see death from above. Literally, he's like creeping in the wall.
Wow, he's actually kind of mobbing on everybody right now.
And you can see Eric's really good at using that squid form to, you have such an advantage as a squid because you're moving quicker, your ink's refilling quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you're moving around, obviously when you're running around, it feels quite a bit slower than squid form. I mean, if you had it your way, you'd obviously be running around squid form all the time because it's almost double the speed.
Oh my God, look at the 5 splatter bombs all in the middle.
In case somebody didn't tune into the previous stream, splatter bombs are, they're like grenades filled with ink.
Yeah, it's like an ink grenade.
And you can't just go around hucking them.
Look at that, he popped right up.
Oh, that's all right though. I'm looking at the map, and I don't think it really matters that he did that. I think that they're way ahead.
Yeah.
Green, I think, took this one.
This is my favorite moment of the match because, this one you can tell at a glance. It looks like, I think Green's got it, but it looks closer than you might think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 42, 32.
10%. That's a drubbing.
Yeah.
Solid drubbing. So these characters on screen, we covered this in the first segment, but they're called Inklings. Obviously, they are based on Squid. I can't get it. I mean, this guy's got like a tentacle top knot sticking out of his visor over there.
Yeah.
I can't talk enough about how the dev team has taken this squid motif and just run with it everywhere.
It just works, Sometimes it's like you can turn into a squid, you shoot ink. They talked about it in the digital event. The dev team is like, we have these characters. You're shooting is it paint? Is it ink? It's ink. And why it's like, it's a squid. A squid uses ink. Okay, they're an inkling. Like, it's just one of those things where it all works.
Yeah, it all comes together.
And then you can swim as a squid in the ink.
So round 2 here. This is, again, the people who are going to be playing this on the show floor are having the same experience where a little brief tutorial, then you get 2 rounds. Is it 3 minutes?
Yeah, this is the second round. Yeah, 3-minute rounds. And
oh wait, show that again, Smitty, where you're not on. Yeah, see, when you're not in your own ink, it's like you are very, very obvious to your enemies.
Yeah, and when you are in the ink, though, you're invisible to your enemy, but you're invisible, but you're not invulnerable. You know, so you can still. If somebody saw you duck down and they knew you hadn't moved, you're just creep. They could still get you.
Smitty just dropped. Oh, use the. Oh. Ooh. Splattered everywhere.
I love that. I love that how you splatter and you like, turn into ink, but your sweater like pops off.
Whoever that was just a double splatter right there. And you see him. Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about that in this segment. The ink jump there. So Smitty, to get back in the action as soon as he respawned, essentially takes a look at his map.
Yep.
Sees where the trouble zones are and where his teammates are, and can jump to any single one of them.
Yeah, and you can also jump back to your spawn point. So. You know, I think a lot of people are familiar with first-person shooting, like sort of the territory-based gameplay. You all try to get to a certain point, hold that point, and then you get points for sort of holding these different plots of territory.
For getting
but maybe then you lose it, or if this one, the whole map is the territory, and you can always jump back and forth from where your teammates are and back to base. Yeah. So it becomes super dynamic as far as where the action's happening. You're never out of the action. You don't have to spend any time running back to where your buddies are because you can just jump right to the spot.
Yeah. No, I got to get better at that. I mean, if you're not checking your map constantly to see whether there's trouble at your base,
I think he's going to bust out his super. This is a perfect spot for a super weapon. If you bust it out, look at that. He can just lay.
Bazooka.
Woo. That's one of my favorite spots to use this also, because you just lay those cyclones of ink, just laying these swaths across the map.
Well, yeah, I mean, high ground becomes more important than in any other game because you have the gravity of the ink to deal with. So if you're standing below someone and trying to angle it up, it's not like it can go up an infinite amount like a bullet.
Look at this though. Look, I don't know if we're showing the gamepad screen at home, but right now, so green has their base and the enemy base linked, but the entire middle ground is the purple team. And this is often what happens. The team pushes through to the other side.
Yeah,
but then you sort of forget that your own base is taken. So
yeah,
I think purple pushed too far and let green in behind them.
I don't know though. Purple has all the middle.
Yeah, this one's going to be dicey. Eric's just doing work. He's just doing work right now, just trying to cover as much. You know, I found that a lot of times we get some of the best players in the treehouse playing this. It's a lot in the last 30 seconds, 20 seconds, even 10 seconds at swing matches, because as a squid, you can carve so much. You can just carve your way right into enemy territory. And the more, if you master the art of shooting and then swimming, shooting, swimming, it's just like.
You see how nasty it is when he's in the other ink?
Oh yeah.
Just like it's like walking in tar. Again, I was talking about this earlier, but look at high ground is so important up here because you have people down below you just hosing them down. It's no problem, but they're below you trying to angle up and get their ink on you.
This is getting nuts. This is where the action usually happens, right here in the middle.
I think they got it though. I think because they were holding so much of the other base.
I think this one looks like green. I think green took it.
Does that cat have a tuxedo outfit with overalls on?
I think that's his. I think that's his fur. I think that's just his pattern.
We actually will have to. Hopefully, we can get the devs on here. We can ask them about the cat.
Oh, we need to know more about that cat.
It clearly has a deep and maybe dark backstory.
Yeah.
How did he get here? How did he start judging these Splatoon matches? We'll have to find out. All right, Smitty, you want to do another one? Let's do another one.
So this is the warm-up thing. We kind of jumped past this the first time, but this is a chance for everyone at home or people that are here at E3. It's just such a great E3 experience. You get a chance to sort of learn the controls before getting thrown into like this really intense 3-minute rounds.
Yep. I mean we all play all kinds of games, and among them we play third-person shooters, first-person shooters. So I figured I would just know automatically how to play this. And to be honest, when I first picked it up, I did feel like I really, really knew the movement. I mean, it felt really, really natural. But the subtleties of turning into a squid, maneuvering as a squid, jumping in and out of ink as a squid, that's the stuff that you really got to spend some time with to really master.
Yeah, the game is, I mean, Eric here, who's playing, is one of the most, he's like naturally gifted first-person shooter player. And this game is not, it's using all of his abilities, you know?
Well, you can see he's doing some advanced, like, puddle-to-puddle jumping here.
And you know what's amazing, too, Eric? If you want to just go over to a section and just shoot one little splatter and then duck in that, you can just, it doesn't have to be a bunch. You can just creep into one splatter.
And sometimes that's better because if people see a ton of orange ink, say, they're going to say, oh, there's definitely some dude hiding in there waiting to ambush me.
But if it's just a little,
it's just a little splurt.
Oh yeah, you can get kind of sneaky and a little bit dirty with that technique. You know, you could put one little ink drop.
Look at the
Oh, look
splatter
at that.
jumping.
Oh yeah,
See, that's advanced right there.
that's beautiful. And see, why don't you go ahead and throw a splatter bomb for us, Eric? When his tank is like up over that little red arrow, it takes 70% of his tank, and you get that really cool ink grenade.
Good splatter pattern.
And
on
you
it.
can see where his tank, that sort of tank icon that's coming out, when you're a squid, your ink refills way faster than when you're running around shooting it. So
right.
it really behooves you to sort of be switching back and forth between person, squid, person, squid.
Look at it's even squid tentacles in the loading screen.
Everything.
I'm telling you, I'm loving the squid motif. Speaking of the splatter bombs, though, I'm really, really awful with grenades in first-person shooters for some reason. I have no idea why. I think it's because I can't like throw at proper trajectories. But the beauty of this game is when you, like, even when you miss, you're still doing good because it's splattering ink everywhere. It's like it doesn't matter that you didn't get you didn't splatter an enemy. You still splattered ink all over the place.
No, I agree, and that's I think one of the important points about this game too is like if you're not, maybe you don't want to run out and start carving your way into enemy territory. Anytime you're shooting ink, you're helping your team.
Yep.
So it really lowers that barrier of entry for me anyway. Like, you could have your little brother playing, or you could have like Bill Trinan playing, and be like, Bill, we don't really trust you on the front line, so why don't you just stay home and just paint the base like you're painting your fence at home on Saturday.
Dude, we are going to light Bill up every segment, and he's going to be really mad. You can see he actually, I don't know if we covered this, but grates are a really, really important part of the environment because obviously you can walk on them, or you can be obstructed by them, but they're something that if you are in squid mode, basically in a puddle of ink, you can pass through them.
Exactly.
That becomes really important, especially like somewhere
Look at
up
that.
there.
See, he's splattered the wall and able to. There's no way you could get up that wall or through the grate unless you're a squid.
You got to own this hallway, dude. You got to own it. Did you get him? You didn't get him.
This is
pistols at dawn. Oh. That's all right, man. He had backup anyways. The dude was coming. He was behind him with a super weapon.
He had a super weapon ready too, and the super weapon doesn't carry over. So once you respawn, if you had it ready to unleash, you don't get it back. You got to re-earn it.
Yeah. Something to just to note. It's probably not something that is immediately obvious on the feed though, but that little sequence there where he was down below the grate and then he looked up and painted the wall and then scooted up the grate. That's where I really think the gyro is just so important because you're looking around. You're looking around horizontally and up and down, but being able to really quickly check up, pop it with your paint and then scooch up there, it really feels natural with the gyro.
Yep. I've seen so many people here at E3 on the show floor just pick up the game and like the controls don't take any time to get used to. It just feels so good, and then you can focus on, the strategy.
Whoa. See, Smitty's getting splattered a lot, but that is because Smitty plays without fear.
Yep.
Now, if they put me on that, I'm the guy who's like crouching underneath a grate somewhere popping out. I embrace the coward's way a little bit.
Look at this. Oh, watch out, watch out.
I think that was his ink, wasn't it?
Oh.
Nothing left but a scarf. A checkered hipster scarf was all that remained.
I love that about we've talked about these characters, but they're so stylish. Like, not just it's like the whole level is sort of this, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a cityscape, but it's kind of like industrial setting. There's graffiti on the walls, which kind of mimics what you're spraying ink. It kind of gets that, like, you're tagging the walls with graffiti. There's stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
and then there's colorful ink everywhere on everything.
This is like a serious battle, but they're wearing like headphones and sneakers.
Yeah. I don't know if we have the lower map up on the feed, but it's actually this is a tight match. I can't. Can you figure that out? I mean, it looks like Pink is making inroads right now, but
my favorite thing. I've said this before, but it's true. I say it because it's true. My favorite thing is that you never quite know who's winning because you look down, you're like, all right, we're doing great. Yeah. We've got our base locked down. We're advancing into enemy territory. You can look down 10 seconds later, and it's completely changed.
Yeah, imagine how it would be so crappy if there was like a little percentage meter there, so you knew exactly what percentage covered. That would rob it of basically all the excitement. What do you say, Smitty? Oh, man.
This is the closest one we've had this session. That's less than 2%.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show we had some matches earlier today that were won by 0.1%, and that could be like one splat.
Yep. Yeah, again, that's why you need to be running and gunning constantly.
Once that gets into your head, it's like you're like, I'm gonna run up and help my buddy like hold the middle, but then you run past a patch of like unsplattered turf and you're like, I better get that.
Yeah.
Because that could be the difference. Yeah. You never know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's kind of nice too we were talking earlier about, Trinan level players, and it's kind of nice to know that like their little like that one last shot that they took back at the home base is the thing that pushed you over the top.
Yeah, he's probably painting his name on the ground, and that actually was like turned the tide.
That actually sounds like something Bill would do. This is something that I often forget to do, which is even in your home base, going up and finding all the high platforms that you can and covering those with your ink is important, I think, for two reasons. One of the main reasons is it's not an area that's immediately obvious that is claimed by you. Like the ground right underneath your feet, yeah, everybody's going to shoot that. But some high platform, you might not even realize that thing is blue until you get up there, and then you're like, oh man, I got to go up there and cover it with my own
that
ink.
can happen because another thing on the gamepad map is you see, and just to clarify a point for people at home, you can shoot ink on almost any surface, walls, ground, ramps. What's counting towards your total at the end is actually like walkable area. So it's like ground, ramps. The walls aren't counting in your total, but a lot of times they can really help you do some sneaky stuff.
Yeah, strategically.
So, but at the same time, if you're like trying to make a last minute comeback, you got to remember to focus on the ground and not get hung up by like if the whole wall is blue.
Yeah, exactly. Super weapon, yo. So as you see, Smitty's got his super weapon available. At this point, anytime he wants to click his R button. Yeah, there it is. And once you activate that, you want to activate it at the right time because once you click it, that's it. You just got to shoot as much as you possibly can.
Exactly.
In a certain time period.
Yeah, like once you fire it up, it's like it has like a I don't know 5-second cooldown. You shoot it as many times as you can before the timer runs out. So.
Wow, Pink is doing really well.
Yeah, this is a pretty straightforward match. Each team kind of has their own side, but the middle is where all the action's at.
Yeah, you can see the middle is just a
double
killing
kill.
jar. Oh. Incoming!
Ooh.
He's still there.
Did you just say incoming, or is that incoming?
Yeah, I did. I totally didn't mean to though, but that's awesome. Incoming. You gotta write that down. Write that down.
Yeah, we gotta
later.
write that.
That's going. We're getting that in the game somehow.
You heard it here first. Incoming, coming.
Yeah, this middle area is really a bad place to be, but you gotta hold it. I mean, if that's where the action is, that's where you gotta go. Because again, you know, every bit of if you got a choice between splattering ink down on bare ground or splattering ink down on your opponent's ink, you're going after their ink. It's like it's double money.
Oh, here, see, this is what we're talking about. This is like a little side section that isn't in the middle of the firefight, but he just went ahead and grabbed that. He might be able to hold that for the rest of the match.
Yeah, because people might not even realize it's there, and you know, unless they're glancing at the map. No, they're making good inroads here.
Yeah, we had a chance to talk to some of the guys on the dev team, and like one of them is like, I just like to stay home and cover as much as I can, every last square inch, because that just is that much more for the you know the opponent to have to come reclaim. Yeah. Whereas, you know, you might otherwise carve as far ahead as you can and make them work overtime on their own base.
Yeah, you know, that's something we haven't talked about a lot, but you know what? As we're getting, is that tight? Oh, that's murder. That's just awful. Oh man. That's well done. Well done down there. That was
55. That might be the biggest beatdown we've seen yet on Treehouse Live. But we haven't talked about this, but on the end screen, you win as a team, but you also get ranked as an individual player. So you could be on the winning team and have, you know, be the top. Your 4 could be the top 4, or you could be on the losing team but be the highest ranked player because you did the most work for your team.
You're basically getting those points. Are basically all the time that you're splattering ink over a surface, you're getting points, right?
Yeah.
And that includes when you splatter an opponent.
Yeah.
You're getting points because they basically
We'll see that in the
into
next match, but the little counter you see at the upper right corner of the screen is not your team points. We've talked about how that's not really quantified until the end. It's just shown on the map. But that point is how much like new turf or ink you're recovering. So you're able to sort of build your own point total, which adds to your super weapon charge ability, which adds to your total at the end, and sort of, you know, you can.
And that's cumulative, right? So it's like if I paint something and then somebody paints over it, I'm not getting points like yanked back, am I?
No.
It's like I'm accumulating the entire time.
You get a little bump if you like splatter somebody, or and it can be kind of nice, you know, a team-based game. Your team might lose it in the end, but you can still be like, hey, I did my part. I was top dog.
Hey, Smitty, go back up there and then look up at the there's like a billboard up there.
Yeah,
I totally didn't even notice that. There's little squids up there.
It's weird. Look at that. And look at the graphics, too. It's like some kind of... It's like an LED Jumbotron up there. I've never noticed that, and I've been playing this game for like a month.
And these things actually remind me of like, you know, traditional paintball, like blockade things.
And I like that the ink doesn't stick to them. It's kind of there to like... You can just kind of crouch behind it.
Yeah, did we cover that? Basically inkless surface. So there's... Obviously, you can be painting everything, and a lot of this stuff is navigable, but like... There's definitely walls that you can't spray.
Yep.
There are floors that you can't spray with ink that are going to change things. There's also areas where you see a little perimeter border. So the vertical border up there on the top of the wall.
Yeah, so he can't
he's
swim.
not going to be able to pass
He's kind
over
of
that.
bumping against that.
So, but that's not everywhere. So
Not everywhere.
you know, studying the environment and seeing areas where you can pop over things becomes.
I've seen guys who will will ink a wall and over a thing, so you go up and over to not even let the opponent. They won't see ink on the ground to know that you've come into their base because you're sneaking along the wall.
Oh man, that is
totally
dirty.
creeping.
That's assassin style.
Yeah.
All right, let's
we're
get
just
it.
waiting for them to load in here. And,
I think we're gonna get another match in.
Yeah, we got time for a few more matches.
They're total 10 minutes, each match.
It's two 3-minute rounds.
Floor, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That actually, you were just giving me a really good idea. It's sort of Mario Kart 8 inspired idea where, paint a wall and then there's a gap and then there's another wall painted on the other side. Hopping off that wall and into the other wall. You think is that possible?
It's probably possible. I've seen some
try to
crazy.
do that. Do some wall. No, I'm just kidding.
For those people who saw the digital event too, there's some in the trailer sort of that's at the end of that of the gameplay. There's some intense stuff happening there, and there's also some we haven't talked about this really, but there's some stuff shown in that. I would encourage anybody who's really liking seeing Splatoon here to go back and watch the Nintendo digital event and watch that Splatoon section because there's some stuff that we're not seeing in this version on the show floor that we saw in that video. And
actually, the more time we've spent down here, the more I realize I need to go back there and study that thing because it seems like they dropped a lot of nuggets of stuff that we're going to see in the final game.
And who knows if that stuff's final, but it just gives you an idea of wow, with the sort of core spec that they've fleshed out for this demo. Think about different maps, think about different weapons, and I think that's sort of part of putting those in there is just to sort of get people's minds going. And I cannot wait to see what they do with this.
One thing I think we need to start doing in the treehouse is number one, really making some solid allegiances about who our teams of 4 are going to be. And then we really need to start talking strategy because honestly, once we have a crew of 4 guys who are going to be going online,
oh man,
knowing who's, making sure that somebody's like, okay, I'm going to be the guy who's guarding the base. You're going to be the guy who's going to go out and make inroads as far into the establishing some roles, I think, is probably going to have some really good strategic.
I think the people, the teams of 4 that play together that are going to dominate this are going to have, strategies where, and the thing is, because you can jump to a teammate's location or back to base, you could, have, as long as you have 2 guys on the front line, you can have guys feeding back in. To be honest, I can't even imagine where that's going to go, but it's going to be cool.
I get Smitty on my team.
Yeah.
Smitty is showing me something here.
Look at that. Oh. I love that too. When you see somebody,
He's right there.
You see an opponent, and then they dip into the ink as a squid, and then you think you know where they are, but you're like,
Yeah, did you see that whole sequence? It's they were right on top of each other, and
look at this. Oh,
he's right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And you notice that too. So when he exploded,
who was that? Who was that? Was that you? No.
And I don't know if you noticed that too, but when he actually exploded into the enemy's color ink. So they got a little bonus on a sort of turf.
Yes, you get the thrill of the splatter, but it's also side benefit. They blow up into your ink.
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, sniper style. No, I mean that was all happening too fast for me to comment on it, but that is what makes this game so awesome. They were literally right on top of each other.
Yeah.
They're each just disappearing.
And
you're right there.
You know they're right there.
The dude is somewhere right there, but whoever pops out first and splatters the other guy is the winner.
I never get tired of watching this game. I kind of wish I was playing, to be honest. But this is the next best thing.
A little hard, actually. Did we ever determine if you could jump into the tree? We'll have to do that
I don't know
next
if you
time.
can climb
He's
the
too
tree.
busy doing advanced stuff.
Oh,
look!
And I don't know if people saw that, but when you're a squid when you're a squid in your own color ink, you're completely invisible. But when you move, you see these little ripples. If you're really sharp, you see your opponent duck down and you watch. You
So
can
that
track
guy,
them.
basically that guy who I think is our ringer over there, who's been sent in to murder Smitty. He just ducked down, did a quick curve arc, popped back up, and shot him from the other angle. That's nasty. Smitty, there's competition out there, man. And I'm looking at your map, and it's looking pretty pink. Yeah, that's pretty pink.
Oh,
I just noticed that, actually. So these are people who get splattered?
Yeah.
You see a little X when your teammate goes out?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, if there's been any, I don't know how much of the feed has been showing the gamepad screen, but that's real-time stuff where you see people super jumping basically to the other location. You can see all the
so fun, too. And it's
although, obviously,
Oh, this looks close.
They made a good push late. I thought they were getting killed.
This is going to be close. I think green took it.
Nah, pink. Pink, bro. Oh, man.
Ooh.
The late push. They showed me something though. I mean,
yeah,
somebody over there was doing
pushing
dirt.
it. Real quick here, you can see
Yeah,
you can see
right,
also
Smitty.
like up in the right hand
sorry,
corner,
man.
you can see how many splatters you had, how many times you were splattered. It's just nice to get, it's not the first and foremost thing. It's sort of how you did it individually, but it's there.
There's always got to be a little
and it's
extra
there too because
bragging
it's
rights.
nice because like even if you're the team that won and you had like your fourth guy was like lowest on the list, you're like, come on, dude, like you gotta pick it up. Like we're carrying you.
Well, and I've certainly had matches where we got destroyed, and I took at least a little solace in seeing that I was sort of up in the total point total.
Because if it didn't have that individual ranking, you would just think, oh, we won as a team. Everybody did their part, not knowing that like probably somebody like again Bill was not pulling his weight.
Has Bill heard any of this stuff? He better not be anywhere near here because Bill's gonna kill us.
So I'm hoping that this time Eric can show a little something that we've got another guy in the treehouse that he worked with me actually on localizing the English text for this E3 build. Ethan, he's been on a few segments today. His favorite thing to do is run into the enemy's territory, put down one little splat, like a little one, and then just hide there.
Smitty, Ethan mission. Can you go on an Ethan mission? Troll to the troll bridge.
And it's super dirty, but it's also,
Some no dirty. Man.
Some might say it's like tactical, some might say it's cowardly, but either way, it's it's something.
They got a guard up there. You gotta wait.
But see, look at this. So he's just in a single.
Oh, didn't work.
He got taken down, but I love that you don't have to. You start to, you don't need the whole map covered to be able to like use your squid abilities.
He's not doing something easy there. He was trying to go as deep as you can. So he's gonna jump all the way back to basically right there because one of his teammates went with him.
Oh man, that guy has no idea. Oh, that's teammate.
Go to the troll bridge. Troll bridge. Oh, he's behind you, man. He's right there. Pop.
Ooh.
Check it out.
I love that. I love that.
I mean, there's something so nice about the surveillance aspect of that. You're just like, you're crouching in your ink, man.
I know. It's
Nobody
like,
can see me.
That's like the dream, right? I mean, you're playing hide and seek, playing like paintball or something, to be able to just duck down and disappear into the environment.
Oh, he's going back. So he saw these two guys advancing on his base, pop back to the base, him and his buddy, and they're going to go back and defend it.
Ooh.
Oh, he got him. And two.
Look at that. Those guys are... Oh.
Yeah, constantly changing tactics.
And it's that layering effect, like it's never... You're constantly having to claim and reclaim turf, claim it back. Just when you think you've got like, okay, our base is locked down, you look down and it's gone, and it never... No match... I've played so many matches and no match feels the same.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, we were talking about that in the earlier segment. It's like, it doesn't matter what tactics you use in that last mission.
Yep.
They're going to have to change this time because probably the enemy they've evolved or they're doing something different this time as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just finding your one spot to sit there and try to get kills. Just getting kills doesn't win you anything. Just splattering people does not win you anything. You need to own your territory.
Absolutely. So this is at the end of this match. We're going to be out of time for this segment. So I'm just going to watch how this plays out. Green's holding it down pretty hardcore, but yeah, we're going to be. What's really cool is we're going to be here. We're going to be Treehouse Live 83 is going to be sort of here the next two show days too.
Yep.
We've got some more, probably some more of this game coming up.
I will find a way to weasel a little bit more of this game. There's, frankly, I mean, especially we're a little bit spoiled here. We obviously get.
Look at that.
Oh, that's just.
Green wanted to put their stamp on this segment. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to go ahead and kick it back over to the Treehouse Live 83 stage. We got a very special treat. We're going to be showing off Mario Maker with a very special guest. So I'm going to go ahead and hop back over there and hope you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back.
See ya.
Hey guys, welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. I told you I'd be right back. I'm super excited for this segment. I've been looking forward to it all day.
Yes.
We're here to show off Mario Maker. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
So I'm here with Eric Smith from the Treehouse, Ethan Stockton,
Hello,
Erica Weebright, and our very special guest that many of you probably saw today on the digital event promoting Yoshi's Woolly World. Also has been deeply involved with Mario, early Zelda games, Yoshi games, going way back, working with Mr. Miyamoto. Very special guest, Mr. Tezuka. Thank you so much for being here.
So do you want to
ツリーハウスの人たちにはいつも我々が作るゲームをローカライズしていただいたりしてて、今日はこんなところに呼んでいただいて本当にありがとうございます。
So I often work with the Treehouse when we localize our games, and thank you so much for having me today.
We're really excited to have you. Thank you. So we're going to just hop right in. Ethan and Erica are going to be helping with the translation of Mr. Tezuka's comments. But just to get you guys started, we're going to show you what Mario Maker is all about. Basically, you get to make your own custom Mario courses. I mean, what could be more fun than that?
I wanted this since I was a little kid, and I finally get it.
I'm just going to hop right into the software.
Yeah,
here.
let's do it. Let's get started.
So basically, what we have here is a blank slate. It's sort of a, we've got Mario. We've got a start. I'm going to scroll along here. We've got a goal pole and a bunch of objects at the top we can add in, and an interface that's just really simple and intuitive, I think.
Yeah.
Basically, I just kind of get into it. You tap something from the top.
Yeah.
Classic Goomba. Tap him into the game. Put some coins in.
People have probably seen those two elements before.
Couple times.
I'm going to go ahead and drop a pipe in there. I can overlap some stuff, so if I want this piranha plant, I can put it here, have it on top of the pipe, or I can overlap it, and then when I play, it's going to go ahead and come in and out.
And what's really cool is that you can go from making it, you click a single button, the play button down there, and you're immediately playing the Mario level you just made.
Exactly, so I'm going to go ahead in the bottom left corner, tap play, right, just like that. The course that I made comes to life like right before my eyes.
Yep.
That's true.
And then tap edit, I'm right back into the creation tool.
So as you continue to drop stuff into the course, just kind of showing people what you can do, this might be a good time to ask Mr. Tezuka about how this game came to be.
Yeah, we'd love to hear his thoughts about how this came to be, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep playing with the software and sort of building a course while they go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, so could you tell us a little bit about how Mario Maker was originally thought of and created?
マリオメーカーの作るきっかけについて教えていただけますか？
これには2つあるんですよ。でまず1つ目は、我々の部署にツールを作るチームがいてて、で彼らがその横スクロールのマリオのコースエディターを試作してたんです。
So there's actually two parts to it, and actually the idea for this game came from our internal tools team, and they were working on a prototype for a Mario course editing tool.
で彼らは普段ゲームを作る人じゃないんですけども、そのエディターを作ってて非常に楽しかったらしくて、これをなんか遊びにできないかっていうことを言ってきたんです。
And so the folks on the tools team don't typically make courses themselves; they just work on the tools. But they had so much fun with this that they thought it would be a great game and brought it to me.
でもう一つは、このゲームパッドを使ってマリオペイントを前から作りたいなと思ってたんです。
And also, for a while now, I've had this idea of using the gamepad to create Mario Paint.
でマリオペイントって単に絵を描くだけのソフトじゃなくて、いろんな反応を楽しむなんか別のところに大きな遊びがある、そういう、ゲームだったんです。
And as some of you may know, Mario Paint is not just a drawing utility or a painting utility. It's something that has a lot of fun, little clever features built in that make it fun to use the software itself.
でマリオペイントを作るというよりも、このマリオマリオのコースを作るツールを使って、マリオペイントのような遊びを実現できないかなっていうふうに思いました。
And so instead of creating a new Mario Paint, I thought, oh, well, how about I make a Mario Maker like this and bring in some of the cool features from Mario Paint to make it fun.
だからマリオのコースを単に作るというよりは、コースを作りながらいろんなことを試して楽しむようなそういう遊びを実現したいなと思っています。
And so this isn't just your typical course editor. It's it's something that you use your imagination with, experiment a lot with to create something fun and new.
Yeah, that's one of the things about this is if you look at just the UI, there's so many elements that come straight out of Mario Paint.
I know.
You have like
and I mean, Mario Paint was a while back now. That was software for the Super NES. But yeah, if people who are fans of that from back in the day are going to notice a lot of little touches that they'll recognize from that.
Exactly, and I think that like one of the most fun things to do with this is to sort of create stuff you've never seen in Mario courses.
Right.
But part of the joy of creating is the sort of the software is there. It's not. It's a tool and it has everything you need to make courses, but it also has a lot of little Easter eggs sort of built in that just make the creation process just feel that much more fun and engaging, I think. And we're actually going to have Mr. Tezuka himself show us. And a lot of this stuff's probably, even if you've tried this on the show floor, some of these are probably going to be new to you because you didn't notice them. So, Mr. Tezuka, if you want to show us some of these Easter eggs you built in.
じゃあ隠れ要素をちょっとご紹介いただけますか？
そうですね。
All right, here we go.
じゃあ例えばこんなのどうですかね。
All right, so I'm laying down some super mushroom blocks.
Oh,
what?
ああ、隠れてわからない。
Uh-oh. They kind of overlapped. You can't see it. All right, wait. I'm going to do this again.
I saw a weird-looking mushroom come out, though.
Yeah, I think he was trying to show us that. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh. There it is.
どうこの細長いマリオ。
Did you see that and see this kind of strange, skinny, tall Mario?
Yeah.
これ
What's
ね
the background of that?
実はね
skinny
最
Mario?
初バグだったんですよ。
Actually, this started out as a bug that happened in development.
本当はあ、これないな。ちょっと待ってね。あ。
あ、これプレイ画面ですよ。
じゃあちょっとダウンしましょう。
It happens. It happens sometimes, even with the best.
All right, let's try this again.
Oh, there it is.
Yes,
Crazy
first
mushroom.
try.
ちょっとこれダメですね。
あ
これね、最初本当普通のスーパーマリオが出てくるはずだったんですけども、何かわからないけども、こういう細長いマリオが出てきたんです。で、作ってる方はみんな結構これを見て大笑いをしてたりして、で私からこれは本当のゲームに採用した方がいいんじゃないのっていうな話で今の細長いマリオができました。
So for some reason, there was a bug where instead of turning into a Super Mario, we had this strange skinny Mario come up, and it was so strange and funny that we decided to work this bug back into the spec.
それとかね、このクリボーを振るとちっちゃいクリボーが
And so you can do a lot of cool stuff with this, like shaking the course objects
これ
on the
は
screen.
エリットには全然関係ないけども、なんか楽しいでしょ。
Like, and it has nothing really to do the gameplay itself, but it brings a little surprise
それ
to
と
it.
かほら、ハンマーブロスは振るとハンマーを放り投げるんです。
And see, you shake the Hammer brothers, and he throws hammers.
パックンフラワーは葉っぱを落とす。
And the piranha plant
cute.
drops
Really
leaves.
cute.
Just try them all out.
もういろんなとこに羽を置いたりしたいけども飛んでいっちゃう。
And you place the wings on the screen, and they just kind of fly away.
でこれ本当は今の BGM BGM が結構綺麗なメロディーに変わっていったりするんですけど。
And so there's also, I don't know if you can hear it, but a background melody.
そういうエディットとは違う遊びがいっぱい散りばめられています。
And so there's a lot of fun little things hidden in this game for you to discover.
Yeah, so if you're here at E3 and you're going to try this out, try, when you select an object to put in your course, give it a little shake and see if maybe something weird happens.
And that, not to make too heavy a point of it, but I think that was something with Mario Paint as well. Like your point was creating, a paint, a work of art, or music. But as you were playing, there were all these little devices in there to just kind of increase your enjoyment and kind of lessen that feeling of nervousness you might have about trying to create something.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and now we're going to jump into a sort of a course that's already been created with this. This is actually one that was created by Mr. Tezuka himself for this E3 version.
Okay.
And here it is. And
これ
you
僕が
might be
作った
thinking,
コース。
wait, what happened? Why is it now New Super Mario Brothers? Well, we didn't show this yet, but when you're editing a course, you actually have the option to, with a single tap, change the art style from New Super Mario Brothers to original Super Mario Brothers.
And one thing to note is it doesn't change the physics, so it stays those 8-bit physics that a lot of us grew up with, and I love personally.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start playing this course that Mr. Tezuka created, and I'm gonna go ahead and I can't resist a good question block. Oh my!
Dude, chase that mushroom. Don't let it get away.
I'm after it.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, what?
There you
I got
go.
it. I got
Nice.
it. All right. And one of my favorite things about this is, like, it's one thing to create courses that are familiar to you, but it's another thing to do stuff that's never been sort of seen.
Yeah.
And every object you add in with the editor interacts with everything else somehow. So
that's crazy.
This is
Well, this is a great example. Like, you're never going to
my
see a course quite like this in a game, but if you're playing a Mario game and you wish, gosh, I wish this course had a lot more trampolines. That's up to you now. It's something you can make in Mario Maker. So
it's something that kind of breaks the rules of the Mario universe.
Allows you to play around with it.
It gives you all the tools. You can do whatever you want and just kind of throw them in there and see how they interact.
I just noticed for the first time that the clapping hands are even different. They're like more high fidelity when you're in.
Really?
So I just went ahead and beat this course Mr. Tezuka created, but this is a course editor, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe mix it up a bit and then pass it back to him to play. So I think the opening was maybe a little easy for me. I'm a bit more of a hardcore Mario player, so I'm gonna add some piranha plants in here. That ought to mix it up. I'm gonna put some wings on that one, so that one should fly out of there. There's already, why not? If there's one Koopa Troopa, why not? Whoops, let's see.
You're going to make a monstrosity.
I was going to make a monstrosity. I'm going to add just a couple more here.
Let's be nice to our guests.
Let's just put a bunch of Goombas here.
That's crazy.
You can do it. You can do it.
And actually, I want those to stay on that pipe, so I'm going to go ahead and do one of these guys who's not going to fall off the edge. Go with 4 Goombas there. And just for fun, let's go ahead and take that out completely.
And the red shells, the red Koopa Troopas, stay on platforms and don't fall off, so they're really handy.
You can really use those as a tool. Okay, Mr. Tezuka, give it a try.
I know you made the original.
All right, let's go.
I'm hoping that even though I made it harder, you still can't resist the mushroom.
Well, you got to do it, man.
You got it. Here it comes.
Wait for it.
Nice.
Got it.
That's okay. That's okay. Keep going.
That's why you had a mushroom.
It's tough. I mean, you can make some really difficult courses with this.
It's true.
Okay, give it one more go. Here we go.
You got this.
I love this. Like, I didn't even know. I didn't even know before I saw this course that the trampolines and mushrooms would interact in that way.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. Like after making a course, you then can go back and play actual Mario courses, and you realize how much mastery goes into them, because it's hard to make a course with good balance.
Oh man, this part looks hard.
But in this, you can really do whatever you want.
Yeah, and I think part of the fun for this is not just making a course. It's making a course, having a friend play it, having an idea from them. Maybe they play it in a way you didn't expect. Oh, there's my special treat. Look at that. Look at that quad Goomba stack.
You got to keep going.
Yeah, like there are a bunch of times when we've made a course and we give it to someone else and we think that it's gonna go one way, but they just break the course and find a new way to beat it, basically.
That is hard.
Sorry, guys.
No, that was great, and I think that really shows how you can build on each other's ideas. You make something, you add something to it, maybe make it more difficult, maybe make it easier.
Totally.
And to that note, I've had some time over the last couple of weeks at the treehouse to play with this. And part of the amazing thing about my job is I got to make a bunch of courses for weeks. And I made a couple that I want these guys to try out live here for the first time. So I'm going to go ahead and load that up real quick. And I'm gonna see if Eric can handle what I brought to E3 here. I'm gonna have you play it. I'm gonna have you play it from the start.
Yeah. What's going on here?
All right. Spent a lot of time with this, Morgan.
Yeah. This is a world premiere of my course. You know, I feel like a real game dev.
Yeah, there you go.
Down here.
That's
Okay. Well,
that's the wrong.
That might have been the wrong way.
You picked the wrong path.
これは自分たちだと絶対作らへんコースよね。
This is a course that we would have never thought of ourselves.
Let's take the high road this time. Okay.
You gotta go.
And
Let's
everyone,
go.
you know,
I'm stuck.
that's interesting because
Wait for
even
it.
though
Right.
Mr. Tezuka's team is the creator of the game, you know, whoever is in the driver's seat creating the course, that
buddy.
course is really going to have their own
you missed your chance.
style and
Okay.
their own feel. You know,
This is a rock and a hard place here.
Aw.
All right.
All right. Now you know. Now you know.
I got this.
we believe in you, Eric.
Dude,
We know you can do it.
You're an evil man. This is great.
Oh.
There you go.
I see what you're doing.
Oh.
Okay.
Man, that's tough.
That's a tough jump, man.
And what's fun about making these is like I didn't know. I had no idea how you were gonna play this. I was hoping you would go down that lower one first, but you did.
Right. And this is like it's almost like a puzzle, dude. Okay. I see what's going on here.
You got it. You got it.
Okay.
Go. Very nice.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at no, wait, what?
Is that even possible?
You got to be quicker than that, man. See, it took me the amount of I made it specifically so that if you didn't make that jump, that shell would take out those bricks. That took me like an hour to figure out how to do because I had to do it every time I died. I had to redo the timing, but
I got this.
スタッフがこういうひどいコース作ったらもう僕はすごく怒るけどね。
If one of the members of my development team made a course as crazy and scary as this, I'd get mad.
Wow. Here, you know, I think that what we've seen here on Trails Live, Nintendo Trails Live E3 is that you can't handle the course I brought.
Okay. All right.
But
I see how it is.
what's nice about a course editor is that I can go ahead, figure out, I'm just having a lot of trouble with this section. I'm just going to add a lift right there for you.
Man.
Why don't you give it one more try before we move on to the next course?
No shame.
This is baby mode, huh? Think I can't handle the heat?
If you can't do it now, I mean, we're just going to have to move on. And you're going to have to live with that.
That's a lot of pressure, dude.
Oh.
All right. I see how it is.
Let's just pretend you had made it.
Okay.
I'm going to put you down right there.
Okay. All right, man. Dude, are they in a prison down there? What is that?
They're just hanging out.
All right.
There you go.
Okay. I feel
right.
good about myself, you know?
You reached the end.
And we've got one more. I made another one special for my buddy Ethan here.
What?
So I'm going to go ahead and load that up.
What have you done? All right. I got to get my A game ready. Let's see. What is this?
これもすごそう。
Okay.
This one looks
And
pretty
again, I
intimidating.
really love the sort of adding stuff that I've never seen before.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Like this one, I had actually already made the course. I had it all together with just that platform up there, and I was like, that's not exciting enough. I need something visually going on, and a little bit of a penalty if you were to fall down. So why not stack 4 piranha plants on top of each other, put wings on the bottom?
の普通のマリオのゲームでは
Oh
パックンフラワーに羽を生やすことなんかできないんで
I
すけ
feel
ど。
like I'm getting this insight into your twisted mind that, I've known you for years, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of scared of you now, man.
Oh.
And so Mr. Tezuka was just saying that you can't normally put wings on a piranha plant in a regular Mario course, so this
Yeah.
is really cool.
Okay, wait. What's this about? Oh my gosh.
There's a
hit that?
couple pixels there for you.
Okay. All right.
Don't be a baby.
Oh yeah.
I love that about making courses. Is I could have put that out farther, but you can sort of keep moving stuff around, keep adjusting things until you really get stuff right on that razor's edge.
Oh, come on. I guess I can't really talk.
Why don't you go ahead and put yourself back on that
すべてにおいてギリギリの設定
You're
や
gonna
ね。
fall. You're gonna fall. All right.
I'm just gonna start. Is this okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
just go ahead, We don't need to make people at home watch you fail all day.
Nice. I was pro, dude. I'm practicing.
I'm a pro. Wait. Okay. Are you giving me a hint here?
My hint is just have faith. Just run hard
Okay.
and have faith.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
That
Very
was
nice.
nuts. I'll give it that, man. That was good.
And I think we've got time really quick to have Mr. Tezuka try a course I made also.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and load that one up.
Mr. Tezuka, will you play Morgan's course? Morgan made a
モ
course. Will you
ー
play?
ガンが作ったコースを遊んで
あ、じゃあ
いただけますか？
頑張ります。
I'll do my best.
Now this looks pretty tricky too. There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Jump.
Okay. Oh man, this looks brutal.
Oh!
That was pro.
すごい。
That was style points right there.
それで
I've seen a bunch of people play this. Never seen him do that.
Yeah, that's
Okay. You got it.
Oh!
You were doing really well.
This is crazy, man. Hit the chorus.
This is what's great about Mario Maker is that you have a chance to sort of play them through in parts. You get to the point where you didn't do great at, you jump ahead.
Oh.
Right into
That
the
looks
pit
really
of
hard.
Doom. Look at that, man. Jeez.
Look at that. Drop himself right in.
Oh no! You dropped yourself into the fire.
これ難しいな。
I love when you pick Mario up like that. He like wiggles and sweats. Like you're gonna drop him.
Yep.
That's adorable.
But you can see Mr. Tezuka just finding the rock in the hard place and then kind of trying to create
Look at that.
a spot that you can just make it a little bit easier. Nicely done.
Very nice.
So, Morgan,
very nice.
だいぶずるしちゃったけど。
I was going to say, knowing you and your sort of twisted mind, I get the feeling there may be another way to do this one.
That's what's great about this is that I've found through the process of making. I mean, how many of us have dreamed like, what kind of Mario course would I create? This one I wanted to make it difficult, but there to be sort of an easier way.
Okay.
So this one you can actually just back it up.
I think I know
run
what's gonna
hard
happen here.
And just party your way through this whole one. Oh yeah, because you added that. I don't think I can get past that.
You gotta delete that.
これ100回ぐらい遊ばなわからないね今の。
I'm going to go ahead and delete the booby trap that Mr. Tezuka put in there.
So Mr. Tezuka was just saying that he could play this 100 times and he still wouldn't figure that out. Well done.
And there's almost that
Here I
many
go. Here's my
ways
party.
to play
Oh,
each
yeah.
course. I mean, we've seen it that when we were playing around with this back in the treehouse, you would create something, I would try it one way. It was totally different than the way you thought I would, attack the course. So
So I'm going to go back to the blank slate now, and I think we would love to sort of get some final thoughts from Mr. Tezuka while he's here at E3 with the honor of his presence to sort of just get some final
go ahead
thoughts.
and get started.
I'm just going to kind of play around and
Yeah.
make a course while you guys get some final thoughts.
Okay. So yeah, do you have any final thoughts on Mario Maker that you could share with us?
ゲームを遊んでくれるプレイヤーへのメッセージをお願いいたします。
トリーハウスの人たちはすごくゲームが上手なんで、さっきみたいなコースを平気で作るでしょ。で、ゲーム遊ぶ人っていうのは本当にゲーム上手な人からあまり上手じゃない人もたくさん幅広くいるじゃないですか。
So the Treehouse folks here are really good at making games, and so they were able to make some really crazy courses that we've never seen before. But there are all sorts of gamers in this world. People who are experienced, and those who play more casually.
決してね、製品に入っているようなちゃんとしたコースを作るんじゃなくて、それぞれの人がすごく面白いと思うようなものを作ったり、友達、身近な人たちに友達とか、お父さんお母さんに見せたくなるようなコースを作ってほしいなと思います。
And so you don't have to worry about making a really good course that you might find in a Mario game. You can make it what you like. You can make just have fun with it. Create something interesting that you've never seen before. Something strange, something cool to make your friends and family smile. And
これは本当にマリオのコースエディターじゃなくて本当にいろんなことができるように作ってあるんで本当におもちゃのようなものとして、作ってますんで楽しんでもらえたらと思います。
And so really don't think of this as a course editor tool. Think of it as a toy to play with and experiment with. And I want you to enjoy my game with this in mind.
皆さん楽しみにしてください。
Stay tuned for more.
Okay.
Thank you very much for those thoughts.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and make a course here while we're talking.
Did I see some sort of E3 memorial course
I might
coming
have
up?
done a little tribute down here. I'm just finishing up here.
Yeah, we still got a couple minutes left, so go ahead and take your time.
Real quick, I just wanted to show some of the. Again, one of my favorite things you can do is just create weird stuff. So, like if I go ahead and put this guy here. You know, 3 Goombas on top and a hammer bro on top.
That's crazy.
I mean,
that's terrifying.
I've never seen that.
No, I don't.
And I'm
wanna
actually
see that.
kind of terrified of that, so I'm gonna give myself something to something to ride along up here.
What's really cool is, I don't know if we touched on this, as when you're running, you have this trail behind Mario, so you can see, like,
Right.
you know,
That's
if you
true.
jump off a pit,
Yep.
you can see, like,